These 5 Premier League teams are wasting more chances than they're scoring. Across the first stretch of games this season, clubs in the Premier League have created enough chances to get plenty of goals, but not all of them are taking those chances. Goals are being left on the pitch, some through poor finishing, others through predictable build-up play, and there's one club whose data doesn't even make sense. Today, we're ranking the top 5 most wasteful teams in the Premier League. We'll be using shooting data such as XG, efficiency per shot, and big chances missed. We're not looking at who's scoring the least, but who should be scoring more objectively given the chances they're creating. So let's start with how we're defining wastefulness, and then we'll get on to the top 5 clubs. So to define wastefulness, we're combining 4 key pairs of metrics. The first pair of metrics is XG versus goals. XG tells us the quality of chances that a team creates, and if you subtract goals from XG, that tells you whether a team are overperforming or underperforming. For example, Crystal Palace have an XG of 24.6 this year, but have only scored 20 goals, meaning they're underperforming by 4.6. That is a bit of a waste, but it suggests that creation is not an issue and finishing is. The next metric pair is big chances created versus big chances missed. These are those high probability moments, such as one-on-ones and clear shots in the box. This season, Liverpool have created 42 big chances but missed 30. That's not bad luck, that's bad decision making or finishing technique. The third metric is big chance conversion rate. This is the percentage of these huge chances that are actually scored. Tottenham have a percentage of 42.86%, which is okay. Liverpool, on the other hand, have 28.57%. That's the worst in the league, but we've got more on that later. Finally, we'll be looking at shot conversion percentage. That is how many of all total shots actually become goals. The lowest in the league on that one are Wolves with 5.9%. Now, onto the league's top 5 most wasteful teams. In 5th place, it's Manchester United. This season, they've scored 26 goals from an XG of 27.4, so they're only underperforming by 1.4 goals. They've got the most shots in the league this season with 241, and their shot conversion rate is 10.8%. So given that data, United look like a shot-heavy, aggressive style side. But if you look carefully, their average XG per shot is only 0.11. That means they're taking lots of bad shots in areas where they're not likely to score. Whether they push the ball wide too early or cross too predictably, a lot of their play is easy to block or read, and their big chances are often wide angle or flat crosses. What that means is that in matches they're forced to take shots from distance to try and catch the opponents out because they're not creating as well as potentially they could be. So for United, it's not wastefulness through misses, it's through bad creation. They're burning through possession to produce low quality shots. Their structure is inefficient before we even get to finishing. In 4th spot is Tottenham. Now they are a really weird one because they're actually overperforming their XG by 10.1 goals. Their XG of 14.9 has been smashed out the park this season as they've already scored 25. They've got the best shot conversion rate in the league with 17%. And their big chance conversion rate is 42.86%. So how are they wasteful? Well, Tottenham are the most unsustainable finishers in the league. They're not wasteful on output, they're wasteful on creation quality. They're relying massively on an overperformance up top. That means that at the moment, the strikers are doing far better than they should do, and at some point that purple patch is expected to run thin. You can't build a season on long-range shots, tight angle finishes, and relying on players with perfect technique. Spurs are scoring goals that their chances don't justify. If their finishing form dips, the XG suggests there will be a massive collapse in their attack. In 3rd, it's Crystal Palace, who are underperforming their XG this season by 4.6 goals. They've created 45 big chances, but have only converted 33.66% of those. And they've got a shot conversion rate of 11.6% overall. Palace create plenty, especially in transition. They're getting the ball into dangerous spaces, but the finishing is passive. There's too many extra touches, too many low quality attempts from width, and not enough composure. At the moment, there's no incredibly consistent finisher to end these moves, so the team are asking wingers to finish like strikers. They're creating plenty of chances, but they need that killer instinct in front of goal to really push on and score the goals that they deserve to be scoring. Palace are creating chances well, but they've not got that killer presence in front of goal to put away the chances that clearly they should be scoring. Second spot is Wolves. They are the worst finishers in the league according to this data. They've scored 8 goals from an XG of 13.2, which is a 5.2 underperformance in goals. They've got the lowest shot conversion rate in the league with 5.9%. But they do have a big chance conversion rate of 50%, which suggests that they are putting chances away when they eventually do get through. What's strange is that Wolves aren't missing loads of big chances. They're simply not turning normal shots into goals. Their average chance quality isn't awful either. They've got a 0.1 XG per shot, but the finishing is just so predictable. They take too many low drama attempts on goal. Whether it's rush shots at the edge of the box or weak shots straight at goalkeepers, there is no disguise and no variation. This is a team that's been coached to take chances, but not necessarily create them. When they're getting their opportunities, they're not doing bad at putting them away, but it's what's happening before that where Wolves are struggling this season. And finally, the most wasteful team in the Premier League so far this season is Arne Slot's Liverpool. No surprises there, they have been far from their best this season, and the data backs it up. Out of their 42 big chances this season, they've missed 30 of them. That gives them the worst big chance conversion rate in the Premier League. Their shot conversion rate of 10.3% isn't bad, but that big chance conversion rate of 28.57% is so poor. Liverpool should have around 9 to 12 more goals this season based on chance quality. Their intense style creates waves of chaos, but chaos doesn't produce composure. Think about the typical Liverpool attack. Rapid crossing, second balls, reaction finishes, crowded penalty areas. These are high XG moments, but they're scrappy, rushed, and not technically clean. They should score more, but their chaotic style is working against them. Wastefulness is not just about missing big chances, it's failing to create reliable ones. So what do you think? Which club would you say is the most wasteful in the Premier League, and did this list surprise you? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. That is where I'm going to end today's podcast, but there are plenty of others that you can go and listen to. For more content, be sure to check out my website, that's inmrfootball.co.uk. On there you can find match reports, live blogs, club updates and so much more. And if that's not enough, INMR is also on X and Instagram, so you can follow me on both of those platforms for even more daily football content. Thank you very much for listening, and I will see you in the next one.